As you remember, back at the beginning of July, we issued a request for proposal to approximately 50 providers in the Rensselaer County area. We received 2 responses, one by the response date and the second subsequent to that. At the same time, I also contacted Quest R3 regarding the universal pre-K program poster that they have available to us. The current rate, 21-22 for the pre-K program at Questar is $177,063, and that is for an 18-1-1 classroom. That is 18 students, 1 teacher, 1 TA. Currently, we have room for 2 classrooms at Red Mill Elementary School, so we would be able to service 36 students at Red Mill. That would, the total cost for that would be $354,126. Because we work so closely with Questar, we know the types of programs they have, we know the types of, we know the quality of the staff that they hired. I am proposing that we move forward with the Questar program. In light of that, I contacted Jason Breslin, who is the Director of Office of Early Learning for New York State, because there is a requirement in the Universal Pre-K program that you have a 10% set aside to collaborate with community-based organizations. He assured me that since we went through the RFP process properly, Questar 3 is considered a community-based organization. Therefore, we have met the set-aside requirement. I also confirmed with Questar, the state aid planners, and reading the American Rescue Plan that pre-K is an allowable expense under the American Rescue Plan. So the state aid that we will receive, we can receive $5,400 per student. And the cost per student for Questar is $9,837. So I am proposing that we put the balance, approximately $4,500 per student, into the American Rescue Plan application. And I was able to include that for 2 years, which we will see when we get into the review of the applications.
One thing I would like to add, as recently as this week at the federal level, while it isn't passed yet, the president did speak about full funding of K for 2 years, which would be 3 and 4-year-olds. Our state has also indicated at the state level we're moving towards full pre-K funding. So one of the questions is kind of about sustainability, because we're going to use the ARP program. Well, we can't necessarily predict that full funding will come to us. Right now, the environment is such that the probability of that is higher than it has been in many, many years. Typically, high needs districts only receive pre-K funds. We're an average wealth district. We receive those funds this year. I think there is a direction both at the state level and the federal level for for all districts. And the age level of the pre-K students, it's not, if you can't run the program because the funding dries up, you're not impacting a group of students that are in the program, so the cohort of students. So my recommendation would be go with the Questar model, but also run the program as long as we have the funding.
So the next steps in this process, we would like to start the pre-K program as soon as possible. However, there is an application process with the state that we are going to need to file, and we don't have to wait to start the process though in the meantime. Questar 3 has an established universal pre-K program currently with several other districts, so there is going to be a need for them to hire personnel, hire staff. So this may take a little while. The other part of that is this is universal pre-K, so it is completely random selection, participation. So we will have to formulate an application for parents to submit, and then I suggest that we randomly select those 36 students publicly, so that everyone is aware of the process that's taking place.
Any questions, concerns about moving forward with the EPK program? Dawn, you ready?
Can't wait.
Exciting. 3 or 4 people coming. Of course, obviously, you know, we come out with the best ROCs, 3 people. We have the same protocols that we use in the district. The OCs would apply here, and be very familiar with as partners in that program. We're closely on the safety protocols. So it sounds like we're good. Move forward with that. Excellent. And then I think we were talked about before, we use our federal funding to supplement, we evaluate, see what kind of data we have, whether we should continue that for future budgets, depending on how things improve at the federal and state level in terms of funding for those programs. That's a big question for us because it's a significant investment in resources should this go beyond the 2 years of current funding students.